Yo, what is up, guys? This is Cyrese. I'm doing another video today. For this video, we are talking about you stopping wasting your time and the only training split you guys actually need. So let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit. As you guys can see, as a natty lifter, I've been lifting for 15 years now, and I've definitely made progress. I started really skinny, as you guys can see from some of these pictures. I used to be a skinny little twig, but I was also pretty fat at one point, if you guys can see that as well too. So I've definitely been up and down. And what I did was I used this exact training split that I'm about to talk to you guys now, and I used this exact split to teach guys how to achieve the same results as well too. So with that being said, I taught guys how to go from skinny to strong, from fat to skinny, skinny to strong again, and myself personally, like I kind of just showed you guys, I've been up and down with this as well too. So on top of my 15 years lifting as a natty lifter, I've also got a decade's worth of research on this. So this is what I do on my free time. I sit at home, I watch videos on my tablet, read books, read articles. I love learning about this stuff, and I spend a lot of time doing it. So there's not a whole lot I want to talk about. I want to keep this video kind of short. It's only a couple bullet points. I'll pull them up for you. That way you guys can kind of take a look before we get started. But what I really suggest you guys focus on just working out 2 times a week, full body. Now, I know for a lot of you guys, this is going to seem kind of different than what the industry typically teaches, but the issue with the industry is that a lot of the common routines and a lot of the common fitness programs you find out there are created by guys who run gear. They're created by guys who are not natty lifters, and they are simply teaching you what worked for them, not necessarily will actually work for you. So when you just focus on lifting twice a week, you give yourself plenty of time to recover, and as a lot of you guys may not know, recovery is super essential when it comes to actually growing your muscle as a natty lifter. So what do I personally recommend? Well, I personally recommend that you have 2 days of working out, you have an intensity day, and you have a volume day. If I hop over back to my screen here, we can kind of go through what the sets and reps actually look like. On your intensity day, you can do about 2 to 3 exercises, or 2 to 3 sets rather, per exercise. You can bump it up to like 5 or 6 if you want, if you've got extra time. But typically you want to stay within the 6 to 10 rep range for your intensity day. Then you would give yourself 2 days of rest. So for example, if you worked out Monday, you would rest Tuesday and Wednesday, and you come back Thursday for another workout. Except when you come back Thursday, you're not doing another intensity day, you're focusing on volume this day. So the rep range for volume, as you probably expected, would be actually a little bit higher. So your rep range would be anywhere between 10 and 20. This is going to allow you to hit your muscles from different angles as well as a different form as well too. So it's always nice to create a little bit of variation in your routine, in your programming, in your workouts. So let me take a sip of coffee really quick. Another reason why this works really well also is because you are able to fully maximize your progressive overload. This is another one of those things that a lot of natural lifters forget about, or sometimes they don't even know about as well too. And I would say progressive overload is one of the top 3 things that you actually need to learn about if you actually want to get gains and grow muscle as a natty lifter. And when you have 2 days of working out only, implementing progressive overload is super easy because you have so much time and so much time to recover between your workouts that it is so easy to gain strength. It is so easy to make sure you're hitting your calories each day and actually growing. So the other thing is that when you train this way, it's literally built specifically for natty lifters, because another industry standard is that your muscle groups as a natty lifter typically need 48 hours or about 2 days in order to fully recover between workouts. That is about the fastest you are able to recover unless you are on gear. So by working out every 2 days, it gives your body just the right amount of time to fully recover. And then if you're not fully recovered, you could always implement things like active recovery, or if you needed an extra day, you can always add an extra day to your rest day just to ensure that you're coming into the gym fresh. Because 10 out of the 10 times, I would much rather have you come into the gym fresh. That way you can go hard and actually try your best to implement progressive overload while you're in the gym. The other cool thing is that when you train this way, you are not wasting any type of time in the gym. Typically, you are in and out. Myself personally, I can get a workout done anywhere between half an hour to 45 minutes. Sometimes it'll take me a little bit longer, like an hour, if I'm chatting it up or taking my time or just being lazy. Hour 15, hour and a half if I'm like really pushing it or like working out with a friend or something. The other cool thing is that This is super simple, super easy, it's effective, it's been proven, this is all science backed. Plus, I've been training this way for the past 7 or 8 years now, so I can tell you from personal experience that it works amazing. Training this way, I've been able to put up some pretty big lifts, I would say. Like, after training this way for about my initial 4 or 5 months into my training career, like actually taking it seriously, counting my calories, making sure I was getting my protein in, I was easily bumping up my deadlift. I got to a 4-plate deadlift for 7 reps, a 3-plate squat for 8 reps, 2-plate bench press for 11 reps, 18 body weight pull-ups, 3-plate dip with 3 plates attached as well too. And that was all just within a few months of actually training this way. And like I said, it works so well because you actually gave yourself enough time to recover. A lot of natty lifters are actually overtrained and they're never giving their muscles the proper amount of recovery time in order to actually grow and get stronger. So that's about it, guys. I want to keep this video short. We're already at the 6-minute mark. If you guys want to give this a shot, feel free to try it out. However, if you are looking for a more detailed version of this with way more in-depth details, I would explain every single exercise you need to do, all the sets, reps, rest breaks in between as well too. Plus, if you want to learn about nutrition, we have a cool school community that you guys can check it out. I'll put the link in the description below. However, if you did like this video, drop a like, comment, subscribe, hit the noti bell if you want to be notified and see my face more often. However, if you hate me and you think I'm the worst person alive, you can drop a comment too. I would appreciate that. But that's the end of the video. Peace out, you guys. See you on the next one.